Hello everyone, and welcome back to SquareBrains Season 2. I am SquirrelCubed, sorry. Long day, as you'll see here in today's video. I hadn't had everything ready to release a video yesterday, and then I realized I was getting a new microphone. As you might be able to tell, you can hear me a little better. I am just absolutely loving it, and hopefully you will too. Now, I have a few plans for today, and I hope to work on those along with some of the sprucing up that I did around here. As you can see, I have a bunch of barrels here. They're really handy to just kind of toss stuff in when I come back. Over here I have a stone cutter. Really handy. Really easy to make, but put my stone in there, I can make any of these things. In fact, I'm going to be using some of this one, the chiseled stone brick, with the pattern on it in order to make a farm today. So that'll be fun. Now, hopefully I might use that a little bit around here to decorate as well, because it looks really cool. Little lines that kind of connect up and things, and I'll probably use them in the floor too. And I might start getting a little bit of detail in here, not sure yet. Probably do a little bit of time lapsing and on the build out there. Let's go check it out. I'll show you where I'm going to build. Up here, pulled the sign down. Actually, a creeper helped me. Yeah, there's a little bit of a story behind this one here. So I figured the next day will be a lot better. And all geared up and ready to go. I looked around, made sure everything was good, and headed out. And unfortunately, I headed out a little bit too early. And lured him out. I was all clever. He was going pretty good. Even the pig was on my side. He was watching the fight. And I grabbed some food and didn't notice the creeper. And yeah, it didn't go well. Let's just say that. Now, back here, I have planted a lot of trees. Of course, I did them a little bit differently than you would expect. I put down this flower here next to every single one in order to attract some bees. And I've been successful. As you can see here, I've got one, I've got two there, and I think there's a third. Yep, there's a third up there. So the ones that didn't grow bees, I'm going to go ahead and cut those down, gather the wood on those, so it's kind of like a little tree farm, and see if I can get more bees. That's one of the things I want to do. Is there's some products that can be made from bees, and I want to see if I can corner the market for that a little while, earn some diamonds, as we are going to have a kind of a commerce here and interchange between everybody on the server, which is going to be a lot of fun. All right, without further ado, I'll show you a little bit about how this went down, and I got to get some stone ready, and we kind of go from there. Okay. This is about all I'm going to do here. I ran it through a few cycles of growth. They grow really fast because of the bees, apparently. So that works. It makes our farm a little bit more effective. No, I'm going to go ahead and just let that degrade on its own. I might come up and clean it up, but I wanted to get on to my next project, which kind of involves the bees, kind of doesn't. At least later on it's going to involve them a lot more. I am going to set up that farm here right next to the bees, because I can't move them right now. We're going to just go ahead and move the farm to them. And that's going to set where we have our next area right out here. Okay, here I am getting pretty far with this. I realized I needed water in order to keep it tilled, um, which I'm going to put right there. But before I do that, since this farm area is eventually going to need more levels, I do plan on making this kind of a high-rise farm system. Since I'm going to need water on each of those levels up there, I'm going to make an infinite water supply, and I make them a little different than most. Um, what I do is I take 3 here and 2 buckets of water on either side, and that way when I take it from the center, it just picks up and refills. Now, I also like to make them a little bit fancier. I put in waterlogged stone, and that makes them a little smaller so you know where to pull the water from. And it keeps it watered. So, anyway, I'm going to get back to my work here, and you can get back to the time lapse. I probably won't do the second floor quite yet because I don't have enough stone, but I might head back over and start processing some cobblestone, but we'll see. All right, I want to get this this farmed up here. Oh, one other thing. I like to do this little trick with my farms where I put a half slab over the water, and then I put down, not another half slab, I put down a torch. Let's do this. There. Then I put down a torch. That makes it so that I can walk across it when I'm out here harvesting crops, and it doesn't make the water underneath go away, so it keeps watering all the plots, keeping them ready for harvest. Anyway, I am going to get this all tilled up and get the seed in the ground. Oh, I forgot. I had something else that I wanted to show you all. In this chest here, I prepared some of the items. I made some hoppers and something known as a composter. Um, Now what this will let me do is take stuff that I gather from outside, trees, or like saplings and seeds and excess wheat, things like that. I can put them in there and it creates bone meal, which I can use to grow trees and other crops. So I'm going to set up an automated composter so that I just put anything at all up in the upper chest and it comes out, excuse me, comes out the bottom chest bone meal. All right, let me get this set up here. Oh, my inventory is full. Of course it is. All right, let's clean up a little bit. Actually, we're going to need that. Possibly those. Well, I don't think that works in there, but we're going to check. And we need the wheat seeds. We're not going to compost those. We'll throw a few in though. And some of the wheat that I already have. Alright, let's try that. Now, let's grab these. And over here, get rid of that. I'm going to lay it out here on this wall. I'm going to go ahead and put the composter down first so I kind of know where to put everything else. Just put that right in the middle here. And I am going to actually poke a hole right here. I'm gonna fill that in. Oops. Let's fill that in up there, because that looks scary. I'm sure there's something that wants to blow us up there. And let's take 2 of these chests. And we'll stick that one there to make a big chest. And the reason why I poked that hole up there is so that the top of the chest can open up. But we're going to put another chest down here, and that's going to accept all that. See, I did that again. I knew I was going to do that at least once. On this version, at least, you have to crouch and look at the box next to it, and right-click, and there you go. It connects up. Now, the other thing I had here were these 2 hoppers. Now, these are really cool. What they do is they take objects from one thing and throw them into something else. Now, I just realized that that actually needs to go up higher because of the way that these work. So let's go ahead and pop that. I'm gonna have to go out there and fix that. Okay, so let's take those chests. And see, sometimes this is all just a learning experience, you know? Even people that have done this for a while, we figure out new things to do with new things that come out, new ways of doing things that we never thought of. It's really kind of neat to see how people innovate even in such a, what you would think of as a very limited environment. Alright, I need to get up there. There we go. I just wanted to get that pointing in there from here. So now if I put something up in here, like those, and I don't know if those will compost. Those went in here. Whoops. those went in there. Yep, that totally did. Okay, now we can get leaves and toss them in there. That is great. Make bone meal that way. It'll also take saplings, like I take these 5 saplings, a few seeds. I need those for my farm, so I'm not putting more than that. And let's see, yeah, looks like it took everything. And it's not quite enough to make some bone meal, so what we're gonna do is do this. There we go. Now what it'll do is it'll suck out the bone meal from there and put it into this chest here. Now we use the bone meal as fertilizer generally around the farm area. A lot of the times I can use it to quickly get a lot of a resource like beetroot or carrots. And that can be quite handy. Now, I am going to head back out and see if I can get some more seeds in the ground and kind of go from there. Thanks. See you in a little bit. Okay, one more thing I wanted to try today before I said goodbye is to play with the bees. Apparently, I can make honey, and honey is very useful. I might even be able to sell it. What honey does is it works a lot like milk, and if you're familiar with Minecraft, what it does is it will take poison, as I was poisoned a little bit earlier and could have used some. It takes poison and nullifies it. So I am going to get a bunch of glass bottles that I made out of regular glass that I made out of sand, and a campfire that I made out of sticks and charcoal, and some shears. Now the shears are optional. I'll use the shears on one of them and the glass bottles on 2 of the others. But we're gonna go harvest some honey. Okay, here we are. Now, before we dive right in, there's a little bit that we need to do. Reason why I had the campfire, and I realized I should have gotten more than one campfire, so we're gonna do it with one for now. Actually, I have everything to make another campfire. We'll make another one. But what we're going to do is, in order to get this honey out of here, if I were to just grab the glass bottle right now and right click, I'd pick up a little bit of honey, but the bees would get angry and their eyes would turn all bright red. And we don't want that because they have stingers. And when they are upset, they will use those stingers. And unfortunately, like a real life bee, once they use their stinger, they die shortly after. And we don't want that because we want these guys to stay here and pollinate our crops. So, we don't want them angry. What we're going to do is we're going to throw down some oak planks. And we're going to put down campfire right underneath the bees. What that does is it smokes the bees into their placidness, and I can just right click, and I got an achievement. Be our guest. Now, I also have in my inventory a honey bottle that I can use as a healing potion right here. It's actually pretty good. So, I'm thinking that people might want to buy those. Now, there's another thing that I could get out of here. There's two more things, actually, that I can get out of these bees. Oh, a wandering trader. One sec, I'll be right with you. Yes, one second. First of all, I can get the honey. Second, I can get honeycomb out of here, which can be used to fill honey bottles. And I can also make honey blocks. And the honey blocks, yes, you guys are really loud. Alright, the honey blocks can be used for all kinds of things. Kind of like if you're familiar with slime blocks, they work a lot like them. However, they function a little differently. Whoops. Little differently on a few other ways. Like you can jump on them, kind of like you can the beds. And it can also, it's got a really cool feature where you can slide down a honey block like you're falling from a really high height, and you slide down it as you're falling, and it's supposed to stop your fall. I want to try that. Alright, let's see what this guy has. Alright, this guy has quite a bit, actually. I wish I had emeralds right now. And I can't really sell anything to get emeralds, so I will just have to wait for later. Hopefully somebody else is going to have some deals. With this, what he does is he can take blocks and convert regular blocks into these little miniature blocks, which can be used for decorating or building or whatever you want to do. And that's super functional, but they're really, really cute. Also, you can buy vines, gray dye, cyan dye, spruce saplings. Ooh, that'd be nice, considering I don't have any spruce around here. Orange tulip, and gunpowder. Huh. Well, he obviously doesn't want to talk to me because he's gone invisible. Yeah, now. Let's get sleep. Perfect. Alright. We don't have any bees nests, but I'm gonna go make some more campfires and see if I can harvest these other two really quick. Okay, this one I decided to do a little differently. It's way up high, which is going to help us out on our second floor and third floors when we have those. But for this one, I'm going to go ahead and harvest it with these shears, which should give us this, the honeycomb. And we can use that to make honeycomb blocks. And I think that's about it. But that is a really, really, really neat one to decorate with. So once I get another few honeycomb, I can start making those. Yep. Alright, well, I think I am going to call it there for today. I think in the off time here, I am going to try and gather a little bit of sand. I wanted to do a lot with glass underwater here, so I'm preparing that kind of off screen. It's kind of boring, just a bunch of digging and putting things into furnaces. But I may have another feature coming up. I was thinking about making a smelter. And not just a single smelter. I'm thinking about actually making an industrial smelter, which will smelt about 5 things at once. Now I can go a lot bigger, but I'm starting off a little early. I don't want to go and do that. And in order to do that, I'm going to need some space. And I might go into the area that I cleared out over here under this area. I was trying to dig through, as you can see here. And yeah, that didn't work out. But I've got a few other areas. I was looking for the lava. If you listen. It sounds like it's above me. Why does it have to be above me? Anyway, I'm going to need that lava for other stuff. So, I will need to track that down. It's probably inside of this mountain here. And I'll need the lava in order to make obsidian, because really, really soon I want to get into the Nether, or what Minecraft is. It's a scary place. It's a lot of fire, a lot of lakes of lava, the classic stuff. Anyway, that's it for me today. I will talk to you later, and we will see about getting another layer on that farm, and maybe another gadget or two in here. Alright, see y'all later.